Unit 10 Review, Question 17. A shopping center has the shape and dimensions below. So this is our given information. We're asked to find the perimeter of the shopping center and include units in the answer. So there's no direct formula for the perimeter of this shape. Okay, it's sort of an L shape. But we can say that the perimeter is the sum of the sides, and this is actually the case for any polygon where the sides are lines. Sum of the sides. Okay. So if we think of a starting point, to find the perimeter, we want to think of starting here, going all the way around, and adding up all the sides. So first we'd have 45 feet. That would take us here. Then we have 75 feet. Now we have 80 feet. Then we have 20 feet. Now notice this length or distance isn't given. And also we need this length to get back to the start, and it is not given. So there's two sides we need to find. Okay. So let's start with, how about this side? Okay. Now we're going to use the parallel side. So notice this is 80 feet. This is 45 feet. And if we move this piece over to here, 45 feet plus this amount would have to equal 80 feet. Okay. So we can use subtraction to find the difference. So 80 minus 45 is another way to find this. So the first one is 80 minus 45 feet equals 35 feet. So now I'm going to replace this question mark with a 35 and also label it here just so we have it. Now we want to find this piece. Let's use a different color. How about blue? Okay. Well, use the parallel pieces. We want this piece. We know 75 is this whole length. We know this is 20 feet. These two pieces combined equal 75. So this piece is 75 minus 20. So the other question mark is 75 minus 20 feet, or 55 feet. So let's add that. Now we're going to sum all these values up, and that will be our perimeter. So 45 plus 75 plus 80 plus 20 plus 35 plus 55 gives us 310 feet. Now notice perimeter is a linear distance. We're counting the length of these lines. Okay, so our units are feet, not square feet or cubic feet, because feet measures linear distance. And then let's box our final answer. Let's look at the next one. Scott bought a 16-inch pizza. The server said the 16-inch measurement referred to the diameter of the pizza. And we were asked to find the circumference of the pizza and include units in our answer. Okay. So let's make a quick sketch. I'll use a highlighter. I'll use orange for a pizza color. Okay, here's our pizza, and the diameter is the distance from one side to the other that passes through the center. And we're told that this is 16 inches. So now circumference is the measure of the distance around the outside. It's like the perimeter version of a circle. We just have this special name for it, circumference. And we have some formulas down here. So I'm going to look for the ones that use the diameter. So here's circumference equals pi times the diameter. And here's one that says or 3.14 times the diameter. So 3.14 is an approximation for pi. Okay, so we're not asked this, but let's find this in exact form. Well, that would be pi times the diameter. which is pi times 16. And then the weird thing about this is we should say diameter times pi, because in the end we always write the 16 first, and we write it as 16 pi inches. Okay. Now if we wanted to approximate using pi, we could go to the calculator and multiply 16 times, where's our pi button? Here it is. And notice this is actually an approximation for pi, but it's, I don't know, 25 decimal places. And if we round to 2, we get 50.27 inches. Okay, so that would be the distance around the pizza. Okay, we could also approximate with 3.14. Okay, it depends on what the directions say, and if the directions don't say, like it didn't here, 3.14 times 16, then you can use whichever one you want, or we'll see in a second. 3.14 times 16 is 50.24 inches. So notice that these are relatively close. This is a better approximation than this one, okay, because we use more decimal places of pi, but they're all acceptable. Okay, and if it's multiple choice, you'll see that your answer is pretty close, and then you just know they used a different approximation for pi.